times. Sometimes it doesn't start or it pauses to start. So. Not more. He logged in. He's on. Goodness. More people logging in late. Let's see anyone from. Oh well, here we go. Just get going, folks who log in. I'll add them as they come in. So, folks, there are a lot of people to be seen and quite a number of latecomers. So we're getting a late start because we had people just late. So the first thing I want to ask is that people stay muted until it's your turn. If we all talk at once, it's just like if we were in a room and we all talk at once, except we'll have the added problem of the technology canceling out everyone talking. So I'm Judge Person, and I'm sort of watching people's audio connect and kind of being a little redundant till I get clear on that. But I do want to welcome everybody to court this morning. I have a few folks I could not identify, and I want to start sort of there. Person named Renee on the screen, I'm just asking you to unmute. And right now it's no one's really visible. I've got two half people on there. I don't know who it is. I don't know the name. Can you tell me the name on the case?
Renee Davis or Mondre Moore.
Mondre Moore, excuse me. Is that right?
Oh, shut the fuck up, bitch.
You're doing my fucking jacket.
Language, muting you, not acceptable. I don't know if that's like something that people think is okay, but in a courtroom, it really is not going to be. So I'm going to put Mondre Moore as the name on there. If we continue to run into a problem, then you know what happens if you do that in court is you're asked to leave court, and then you're forced to leave court, or you're taken to jail. I mean, this is a courtroom. If you don't like the format, think about a different way to talk to you. But this is how we're doing it for convenience. And frankly, I'm not cool with the language. So let's keep it down. Okay, I had someone named Darren, and I didn't connect that to a particular case. Now I'm trying to find it. Maybe there we go. Can y'all tell me the name on the case, please?
Nicholas Jarvis, ma'am. Your Honor.
Thank you. So when I change your name on screen, folks, it doesn't change anything permanently in your system or anything like that. It's just going to change it for this meeting so that I don't lose track of you. But also I have to pull files up, and I can't pull up a file like iPhone. I have to have a name. I had a person just on an iPhone, maybe they changed their name. And I have a few phone call folks that are, it's definitely possible to do this meeting by phone. However, I don't know who you are. So a 254 area code, and the last 3 to 4 numbers are 588. Can you go ahead and tell me your name?
Hi, my name is Ebony. What's the number? But I have the
last name. Need a first and last name.
Sledge.
Yes, a first and last name on the case.
Ebony Sledge.
Spell the last name. Sledge.
I'm sorry. Sledge. Yes.
Sledge. Okay. Thanks. I just, you know, the main thing is just please be aware that it's not unusual that folks sort of start figuring it out chance, I'll call your name when it's your turn, okay? Then I have another phone number. I'll put you back on mute. Stay on mute. I have another phone number, 254 area code. In the last 3 to 4 numbers is 540. Can you go ahead and tell me who you are? Yes, full name, please.
Kelly Williams.
Thank you so much, Ms. Williams. And just keep in mind that I'll call your name here. It'll be your turn, and I just don't want to lose track of you or have you miss your chance, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll be with you soon. What folks on the phone don't realize is we have about, oh gosh, 20 plus people today on the screen, and I'm just taking persons one at a time. Got another phone number, 254, ending last 3 to 4 numbers, 246. And I'm asking you to unmute and just give me the name, please.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I can hear you now.
Well, that's Gary Williams, and I can see you and hear you, but
No, I
I wasn't having trouble hearing you. I'm sorry. Are you also on the phone? Sorry, unmute yourself. Thank you.
this is new to me. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm dealing with a lot of chaos on this end that's a little more than usual. Are you also on a telephone? Are you the 25246 number?
No, I'm 548.
Yeah. I'm good with you. I already knew who you were. Thank you. What I'm trying to do is get the person with an area code 254. The last 3 to 4 numbers is 246 to unmute, and please tell me your name. I'm going to move on. I've got some people, more late people, and I need to identify one of them. Folks, if you don't, I understand people don't understand the format for some folks, and I get that. You know, telling me your name when it's your device, but the file that we're working on is someone else's name, I'm not going to connect that. I'm trying to talk to the person who has a case with the court. Okay, well, I'm going to move forward. So anyway, my name is Judge Person. I welcome everybody to court this morning. And a couple of things I want to make clear is that we're working 2 dockets, the pre-trial docket for contested cases, folks who have pleaded not guilty and are contesting their case. And then folks who are just here to talk about their case with me. Sometimes they're here to talk about the case because they already have a court order and it's not working. Sometimes they need to talk about the case that's brand new. Okay. And this is a convenient format for folks. Yes. Sorry, phone caller.
Hello?
Hi, what's your name?
Hold on just a minute. Janice Kimmer.
I need to know your name. Yeah, so listen, this is not what we would be doing. So I'm not gonna just entertain it. Like saying, hold on, I'm gonna go do something else. If it was your turn in court, you would be free to leave, but I'm gonna keep moving on. So I just want to go ahead and move on. And that phone caller, I'll just get to you when I get to you. You'll have a turn, but I don't know who you are yet. So anyway, moving forward, let's just talk about the type of court you're in and how things move through a court, which is, as the judge of the court, I'm trying to move your case along and make sure you understand what is happening on your case. So here's what I want to tell you about that. When you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods for accusing someone. That is what a ticket is. It's an accusation. A plea is an answer or a response to that accusation. There are 3 options for pleading in a Class C court. Class C courts are different from other types of courts in a few ways. Most things are the same as any other court. So one example in a Class C court is that you're not sentenced to jail, but if you don't follow your court order, you can get a warrant for your arrest. So when I make a court order today or address your case today, that court order is enforceable by arrest authority. Okay, so just understand that and make sure that you understand your court order. Okay, first of all. Second, Class C courts are different in that the penalties here generally are fines and costs, monies to be paid to the court. Therefore, income information is relevant to sentencing, and it is also relevant to stating the bond amount, determining your bond amount in court if you're contesting your case. So I need the income information. If you refuse to fill it out, I just have a lot of limits on what I'm able to do. You don't have as many options under the law. Okay, I'm allowed to ask for that information. The other thing I want to talk to you about is just the pleading options that are available and the dismissal options that are available. So again, when you get a ticket or a citation, you're being accused of something that is considered to be a Class C offense under Texas law. When you enter a plea, you're giving your answer or response to the accusation. There are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Guilty means essentially, I did this. You're not contesting it. You're moving forward with sentencing. I will move forward into sentencing with your case after I accept your plea. Not guilty means you are contesting the charge. You have the right to demand that your case be proven against you, okay? But that's a trial. That's the only way the law authorizes that be done. So after today, if the case is unresolved, that case will start moving toward live processes. So, you know, we would come in, establish a bond, handle any pretrial matters that are on that case, and go ahead and set the trial. You'll have the right to a jury to hear your case and make a determination, or the judge to hear your case to make a determination as to whether or not you're guilty. Okay, so not guilty means you're on a Zoom call today, and then we're moving towards a live proceeding and a trial proceeding here in the court. The third option for pleading is no contest. There, you're not admitting or denying or forcing the case to trial. You're saying, I'm just not contesting it. Go ahead and sentence me. I'm not admitting, but I'm not denying the charge. So if you plead guilty or no contest, we're moving towards sentencing, and that's case by case. I need to look at your case, your situation specific, okay? If you plead not guilty, I'm moving that case to a pretrial today, and then we're moving into the courtroom after that point, okay? Now, when guilty or no contest, normally you pay the fines and costs and it goes on your record. A couple of things I want to say about each of those prongs. One is I need to look at income and bills information in connection with that, most especially if you are unable to pay everything all at once. Then I need to look and see what adjustments need to be made and how long I need to be scheduling that. And that schedule becomes a court order, okay? So again, I look at that income information. Two, there are still 4 ways before I accept your plea of guilty or no contest, still 4 ways to gain a dismissal of the charge. They are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and team court. Let me tell you quickly how each works. Compliance dismissals, if you have something under the law that the law specifically states can be brought up to date and dismissed, we call that a compliance dismissal. Generally speaking, it will save you almost all the fines and costs of the ticket. The offense has to be authorized, and you have to specifically meet the conditions of compliance. You might not know what those are. You can expect from me on a plea of guilty or no contest that I will start walking you through those, because the law says the judge shall do so, okay? 2, moving violations under certain circumstances can be dismissed through a driver safety course option. There, you pay just the court costs, you turn in your driving record, and you turn in your driving course on time, and your ticket gets dismissed. I want to talk a minute about money, which is something that I grew up being taught no one should talk about. So, it's a complicated issue and everybody's circumstances are different. Okay. But every ticket has a court cost and a fine. There's a whole number that you normally get. Like if you call a clerk and say, how much is this ticket? They give you that whole number. And there's probably 30 conversations we could have about what each dollar represents in that whole number. And I'm not going to get bogged down in that with you today. But for purposes of the driver safety course option, you pay the court costs, the fine goes on hold. You turn in your record and your course, the correct record and correct course on time, and you get your ticket dismissed. And that fine that was over here on hold, it gets dismissed. It will be cheaper to pay the court costs and do the program with the record and the class, even though you pay for those things. That together is cheaper than paying the whole number, and it keeps it off your record. So it's a pretty good deal. And you can do that if you're qualified on a guilty or no contest plea, provided you would like to do it up front as your first option on your first appearance, which many of you are in, or you're on time and your license is one that's qualified to use for that purpose, and the offense is qualified. And then there's a series of things that you need to qualify. There's qualifying things to gain access to that program that you can expect I'll be walking you through. And then you've got to successfully complete it to get the dismissal benefit and the financial benefit. Okay. It's a pretty good deal. I can't tell anybody what to do, but I think that it's important that you know what your options are, because when you move forward, you waive those options. And sometimes people waive their options. They don't know they're waiving their options. I can tell you your options. They're in writing on the website. If you do searches on it, the clerks tell you if you come in and ask. But I'm telling you today, if it's relevant, I'll be walking you towards that and seeing if you want to do it. Okay. The third option, and this one is a little bit different, is called a deferred disposition. Deferred means delay. Disposition means to make final. I delay making your case final. I put a court order in place. I list the things in writing that you will be required to do to gain a dismissal. If you do those things on time as listed, you get a dismissal. It's a known outcome. The law says in a Class C court, if you plead guilty or no contest, you can ask the judge directly for a deferred on about 99% of the cases that get filed. Guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. That's the language that you would use. You simply ask for it. The judge may say no or yes. It is up to that each individual judge to decide if they're doing it or not. If they agree and they are willing to impose it, then that's what we're doing. I will consider it each and every time I'm asked, but you are supposed to ask me. I am not asking you about that. So that's one where the other two, I'm sort of walking you along. On this third one, you request it. I would like a deferred, guilty or no contest. The fourth option is called teen court. Teen court is for our students. If you are in a high school situation, like high school, middle school, you're homeschooled, you're GED bound, if you're heading to the diploma level, then you may look at teen court as an option. I'm going to need proof that you're enrolled in school because you've got to be enrolled. I'm going to be pushing you towards that teen court option if you're a student. What does it look like? There's a few options there. We might need to get a case manager to weigh in on it, but also I'll be walking you through it and seeing, and it looks a little bit like a deferred in that there will be things for you to do to gain a dismissal. But the difference between a deferred and teen court is that generally you're moving your case toward dismissal and you've got a parent supporting you and helping you, but you're doing the things to gain a dismissal. Because what we know is that if a parent comes in and pays the fine and the cost, the student is more likely to reoffend. So I'm heavy on the teen court. I like it, it's good, and it is the most effective tool The recidivism, the recurrence rate on teen court is the lowest of all of the options. And when we're talking about traffic, we're talking about death and dismemberment on the roadways. In Texas, we kill more young people than any other state. We dismember more young people than any other state. We've been number one. I've been on the bench for 2 decades plus. And we've killed more young people every year than any other state. We outstrip them all. Not because there are more people. It's actually adjusted for that. Texas is just better at killing people, and especially our young people on our roadways. I'm serious. So the other thing is, if it's not traffic, if it's a criminal offense, we're talking about your record and your future employment options. And those things can truly deeply affect your future. So we want to look at whether we can give you a fresh start or not. And if so, will you take advantage of it and properly utilize the program to not reoffend and gain a dismissal? So those are the 4 dismissal options. I'm going to move forward now. The technology problems mostly have died down, and I'm going to move Mr. Matson as our city prosecutor. And in a moment, I'm going to have him introduce himself. Mr. Matson, Ryan Matson on your screen, is going to speak, and when he does, he'll pop up probably on for you to view. He represents the state of Texas in the cases on trial. He is not your attorney, okay? He is the attorney for the state. He's on the other side of the case. If you are trying to meet with an attorney in Texas in a Class C court, you don't get court-appointed counsel. Long history on that, but that's the status of the law at this time. However, if you have not yet entered a plea or your plea has not yet been accepted, you may take a break from your case and get a reset if you wish to meet with an attorney. Once you have had your plea accepted by the court, that would be the judge. You have waived your right to counsel, so there's a limit to taking a break to meet with an attorney. If you are concerned about that, we can talk about it. And that does lead me to my last point, which is that if you have questions, ask them. I can't give legal advice. Mr. Matson cannot give legal advice either, nor can the court clerks. We can tell you what things are. We can tell you how things move through a court. We cannot apply them to your case. We cannot tell you what you should or shouldn't do with your case. I can tell you what I'm ordering, and I can tell you the how it works, okay? But I can't tell you how to apply it to your case and what the long-term effects will be. You are expected to either do that for yourself or seek legal counsel, okay? But ask the question, and if it's one that I am not allowed to answer, you're not going to upset me. I'll just explain, here's what's happening, this is why I can't answer it. So I don't run a highly formal court. That said, the language I heard earlier, I'm not going to put up with stuff like that. You know, and you don't get to come in here and do it here either. So just be on notice that I will give you one warning, and then I will promptly remove you, and we'll sort it out on in another format. Okay. Because here it's inappropriate, and in a courtroom it's contemptible and you can go to jail. So I just don't see any reason for people to behave like that. Mr. Matson, can you introduce yourself briefly?
Good morning, everyone. I'm the prosecutor for Temple.
Thank you. Mr. Matson, the first person I have for you is Tony Davis. Tony Davis, can you unmute so that we know everything's working as it should, and that way, when I move you into that meeting, you won't have any hiccups? Mr. Davis?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
How you doing?
Are you Tony Davis?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Okay, are you also on a telephone?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the phone number ending in 246?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will move both devices over. Mr. Matson, you let me know if there's a problem with that, because I've had problems with that number. But let me move everybody over to that meeting and see if it works. If it doesn't, Mr. Matson, I'll expect that you will let me know.
I can't stay on this phone all day.
Who's talking right now?
Janice needs to reset her case. She's sick.
Cameron?
Oh, man.
I'm still here.
Is that Janice Kimmer?
What?
Mr. Davis, hold on. Is that Janice Kimmer? Okay. I'm just not getting anywhere with that one. Mr. Davis, moving you forward. Mr. Mattson, it's not, that was someone else. Really trying to move themselves forward, so.
Still here, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Davis, let me move you on into that meeting. Folks, if you feel like court's taking too long, I mean, you can go pay at the window, unless you're a juvenile. If you're a juvenile, you're required to be here. If it takes too long, don't break the law. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Don't get in trouble. If you were in a court setting, you would be less comfortable. You would be sitting here, and it would probably take us an extra hour to 2 hours to move the cases forward. So if you think it's inconvenient now, let's do it the hard way. This is the easy way. So I'm not really amenable. I'm getting, I get flack for doing little lines still. And honestly, I'm only doing it because it's convenient. I don't know what the deal is with attitude this morning, but frankly, I'm not going to take it out on anybody, but I just don't see what you think you're going to get. You're not going to get anything but fair treatment. But if you disrespect the court, you're going to be treated accordingly. So it's the last warning I'm going to give in a general way. It'll be specific from here on out. I will begin, however, with Aiden Crandall. Aiden Crandall, can you unmute and let's move you on forward and let's see where we are. Great. Good morning. How are y'all doing?
Good morning. We're doing good.
Okay. And I have a parent. Yes.
Yes.
Great. Tell me your name.
Spencer Crandall.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Crandall. Let's see. So Aiden, this is a speeding in a school zone charge. The costs and fines, if you paid them, are $279. Teen court is an option in these types of cases. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, here's the plea. So I did receive a no contest plea. Before I accept your plea and a teen court request, which I will tell you up front, I'm inclined to grant. So I'm not trying to, concern you about that. But what I want to ask you first is, do you feel like you understood the discussion I had a moment ago with everyone about guilty, not guilty, and no contest, and what those pleas mean?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Dad, do you feel like he understands?
Doctor. You starting to see it, Dad?
Dad, do you feel like he understands the meaning of the pleas?
I think so.
Okay. Do y'all have questions for me to answer before I move forward with the case?
Do you have any, go ahead. Do you have any questions? I don't have any questions. No, thank you.
Okay, so I'll accept your plea and I will agree that teen court is a good option, okay? With teen court, there's a $20 fee and that's a cash fee. And then in this case, there would be a driving safety type class. And because of the school zone status, there would be a short essay, 3 pages for you to do.
Oh, I like that.
So yes, you would agree then?
Yeah.
Aiden?
Yeah.
Okay. Can y'all pay the cash fee today?
Yes, I believe so. Do we pay it at the courtroom that we?
It's a cash only payment, so you'll have to come in, but you would have to come in anyway to sign paperwork. It's not going to take very long for folks coming in today to do signatures. It's today. If we do it that way, we're working around your schedule. It's going to take you about 5 to 10 minutes once you get here. Aiden, in your case, I'll need a parent to be with you because you are under 17. So we have to also get a parent signature on that document. Do you understand?
Yeah. Yes, and we can do that.
Okay. What time would work for you both?
We can come in right after we're done here.
Okay. So the due date on the essay and the class, both are January 17th. These are moving a little faster. There's 2 reasons for that. One is the teen court statutory guideline is a very narrow window. And I think because it reflects the fact that we want to address what got you here in the first place. which is a safety concern for you. And I want to do that faster than we would in a regular, driving course thing. So you will do a course because there's just nothing that beats that course. Okay, hands down. And then the essay is a topic provided when you get here. Everything will be in writing, including how to find a course. You can take a course online or a course around town. I don't have a big opinion about that. There is one course in Belton that is live that is for younger students. It's a little bit geared more towards the younger drivers. I highlight that, but I don't in any way say that that's the only option. With the courses, I give you a list and you find what's going to be convenient. So I will take online or live. The essay is free and you write it according to the restrictions that I give you. Get everything turned in by January 17th at the latest, and that will be a dismissal.
Awesome. No, thank you, Judge. I think that will be fair, and we'll probably look for a live one soon.
Right. Yeah. I think, whatever discipline happened at home, if any, Aiden, with that in mind, that's a parent thing. So I'm not in any way going to undercut or change those things. This is what you're doing for the court for the criminal violation. If parents have conditions on you, or restrictions on you, that's because, it's probably their car and they're probably paying everything. So, they get to do that. Plus they have your interest at heart, and I know Dad and I speak together when I say we want you to survive driving. Okay. So what time works for y'all to be here?
So we can come in right now.
Okay. So we'll look for you between 10 and 10:30.
10:30? Okay.
Yes, that'd be great. Okay, any questions before you leave?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, the clerk already handed me your court order, so I know that it's ready when you get here.
Okay. Yep. We have it here too. All right. School pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll see you
It's
later.
school pass. We'll be asking a school pass when we get there, but we don't
Yes,
need.
the clerk can issue that and they're going to issue it based on when you get here so that you have plenty of time to get to school.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. All right, we'll leave.
You're good to exit.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Mr. Mattson, I know that you were talking with Tony Davis. Mr. Davis, I got you back in the room. Let me unmute you and we'll go from there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Mattson, let me hear from you real quickly. Where are we with this matter?
Your Honor, we're going to continue the final pretrial, but I do anticipate this case being resolved prior to that date.
Okay. Mr. Davis, thank you for your patience this morning. You did very well. I know you were concerned about the technology, but you did super.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. This is a rubbish charge, and I know you know that. We are scheduling that for what we call a final pretrial, which is here in the courtroom at 2:00 on the 8th of February. And that was in your original paperwork that we emailed to you. But I'm just letting you know, reminding you that that's the date. Now, you and Mr. Mattson might have something that y'all are working on that will resolve the case prior to that date, and that's fine. If it's still unresolved, I'll expect to see you here in the courtroom on that date at 2:00, the 8th of February. So call that morning and just see, is my case still pending? Do I need to be there? And if the clerk says, yes, you need to be there, then come on in. If they say it's resolved, that means you don't have to come in, okay?
I'm writing it down, the date down now.
Okay. Also, it was on the email that we sent that had the link to this meeting for today. But February 8th at 2:00. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With the thanks of the court, Mr. Davis, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Did you understand?
Mr. Mattson, did you hear him say that? He said, did you understand that to the person in front of him? So we might call him and we might call him and just later today and just say the judge wanted to make sure you know. Gary Williams, you're next on the pretrial docket. And let's have you unmute and just make sure that the technology is working out for y'all, because all I see is a nice blue sky. I see no people. Gary Williams. I'm gonna move forward. We'll see if they're back later. I might need to remove them from the meeting. I don't know what people are thinking. If you walked in the courtroom and just walked out, you'd definitely lose your place in line. I did have Cindy Glider on a moment ago, or Gilder, excuse me. Cindy Gilder, are you here? Mr. Matson, I might just put you in the pretrial room for a minute to call Ms. Gilder. Because I'll tell you that she's logged in 2 or 3 times. And I think there's trouble. Like, I think that she's having, let me see if this is her. Maybe you could call. Phone caller that just got let in. Can you tell me your name?
Hello?
Hi.
Sydney Gilder.
You need to wait. Phone caller, can you tell
Excuse
me
me, I'm so sorry.
what's your name? On the phone, what's your name?
My name is Sydney Gilder. I was on the call earlier, but it got disconnected.
Yeah, I know you've been having some technology difficulty. It's actually your turn now. So I'm going to move you into that meeting with the prosecutor, Mr. Matson, okay? So you'll hear.
Yes,
some
ma'am.
clicks- You'll hear some clicks and then he'll start talking to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Matson, that is the number on the call that is also in the file. So you can always call her if there's a disconnect. Okay. Moving forward, if I could talk to Adam Moore, you were my next person. And just unmute, tell me how you're doing and who is your parent?
Decent. My father, Michael Moore.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Adam, there's a fighting charge from September 2nd. We already have that, I think, going to teen court.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then now we have a possession of tobacco by a minor charge. The costs and fines are $181 if you paid it. The allegation date is October 26th. I know that you know the drill. But what I wanted to do first is check in with your parent and Mr. Moore. Are you Mr. Moore?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your first name, sir?
Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Mr. Moore, I know you're aware of the other charge because I think I remember your face.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that, yeah, I still have that one. So we're scheduled to come to teen court already for the fighting charge on the cigarette/tobacco charge.
He had a bait or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 17 different ways to.
Yeah.
But on that one, we actually have a program that can be treated like teen court. There is that $20 fee instead of the $181. And then there's an online tobacco awareness class that would be required to be taken in order to gain a dismissal and to waive the $181. And Adam, I think that's really where we want to go with that, because that intervention is the best we can do right now for you. And I know I still want to take that other charge to the teen court process that we're in. We're going to split this one off and just do intervention on tobacco. I'll tell you, I saw this morning where in, I guess it was New Zealand, they're literally making it illegal. Mainly, because it kills 50% of the people who use it.
I wish they were. I mean, it's that's why I said, I requested the do it at the teen court thing, because I figured he could learn a bigger lesson by having to do a little more through that. But I mean,
I agree.
If you want to, I have no problem with doing it at teen court and making him do a tobacco thing, because, I quit smoking a long time ago and I don't, it's, I don't know what else to do about it, to be honest with you. Their kids are getting it at school from each other, things like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
I am painfully aware, like you are, and you and I are in the choir together on this one. But I think that the best option, because the students would create, an order, and then you would sit down with a case manager who would tell me you need the course. So to
Okay.
me, let's not even wait for all that.
Okay.
Do the fighting charge and keep that one in the team court trial process
Okay.
with the students. This one, we're gonna peel it off and just go for the intervention plan right now, because it's a mandatory requirement. Adam, I'll tell you, if you just took the straight hit and paid the $181, the law would still say that I order that class to be taken. So there's actually no way to avoid the class.
We'll be doing it.
Because it's the most help we can give you.
As
The
a-
decision is gonna wind up having to be yours, Adam. But I'll tell you, it's not just the fact that it can kill you and will. There's a guarantee there if you do it long enough, but it's a slow kill. So young people, it's harder to see that's really far out, and they're not worried about that so much, but financially, it's catastrophic. It becomes very expensive right about the time you can't say no to that tobacco or tobacco product is about the time when it starts becoming pricey. So that's all for a reason. I mean, in law school, I worked on the tobacco litigation that sued the state and got millions of dollars because it was proven that they know. And they make it addictive on purpose, and they make it worse on purpose. And it's just a very sinister thing. It's like unbelievable. So anyway, let's just move you on into something that you can do for yourself and let you have the reins of maturity. Because the mature thing is to figure out how to not do this.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what are my options on the hours? 8 to 12? We're gonna do 12. Okay. So it's a 12-hour class. It's not all at once. It's like you can log in and out, okay? And I think that's plenty to be doing. And that's gonna be due January 17th. And then there's that $20 fee that we're gonna need to collect from you today, if we can do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we pay that today?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay, and gentlemen, what time will I look for you to be here?
As soon as we get off of here.
Okay, I'll just say no later than 10:30, okay?
Also, question, are they gonna have they'll have all the info to do the course, correct? They'll give me that
Yes.
paperwork. Okay.
How
Yes.
will it work after I've done the 12 hours?
Okay, so how that works is once you do those hours, Adam, you'll get a certificate of completion. You will bring it up to us. You will hand it to a clerk who will scan it, mark it received, hand it back as a copy to you. It'll get routed to me for dismissal. Once I sign that dismissal, I'll be waiving the $181 that you otherwise would be required to pay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, any further questions? That was a good question, Adam.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'll see y'all up here, or the clerks will, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. Okay, and I'm moving forward then. My next person that I want to talk to is Javier Hernandez. And Mr. Hernandez, if you and your parent could unmute, I'm assuming parents. Well, no, I'm looking at where are we? Is he still in the meeting? Oh, there you
Yes,
go.
ma'am. This is Javier Hernandez, Dad.
Okay, and are you Juan?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you, sir?
Just fine. How you doing?
I'm fine, all things considered. It's been kind of a strange morning, but that is neither a problem or an issue.
Yeah.
So what we have here is a no driver's license charge, a request for team court. I haven't looked at the plea, a plea of guilty. So where I want to begin with is, Javier, the charge is no driver's license. The fines and costs, if you just paid them, are $181. And I want to ask you first, the accusation date is October 25th. I want to first ask you if you have any questions about the pleading of guilty, not guilty, and no contest.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Dad, do you have any questions about the pleading options?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Okay. So Javier, you entered a plea of guilty and requested team court, which I do think might be appropriate. I might have a few questions first, but what I want to ask you is guilty your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. My next question for you all is, are you in a position, Javier, where you are getting a driver's license?
Not at the moment right now. I mean, we were planning on this coming up 2023 to put him through like driver's ed and all that stuff and get him going through all that stuff.
Okay,
Yeah, because we just recently just got his ID because that way we can open him up a bank account so he can start working, get a part-time job like any other teenager, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So and then after that, we're gonna start working, you know, pay for his driver's ed and all that stuff, ma'am.
Okay, so we're not really working on that right now, and.
Right now, no, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine. That's a family decision. I never get involved or get in the way of those kinds of things. If someone is already in the process, I try to kind of, there's like a lot that you're doing at that point. And if I add too many things, it's a cascade effect where I create failure. And I'm just very much aware that I don't want to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why I'm asking. The other question I have for you, Javier, and I need you to answer me straightly about this. Hey, why are you driving a car? You're not licensed.
I just wanted to like just drive around my neighborhood and just learn, I guess.
Yeah, but that's what we're here for, to teach you. That's why you gotta think about other safety.
Right. And you were alone, Javier, or were there people with you?
I was alone.
Okay. There was an accident, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's happening with that accident? Was anyone injured?
No, ma'am. The
Good.
car was parked, the one that I did.
You hit a non-moving parked car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like, you don't know how to drive yet. And
Yeah.
you don't learn by just doing it. On that one, that's not how we learn to drive. And the simple reason is that you're very accident prone at first, even with lots of coaching and help that's legally allowable. There's a way that we do that that's still dangerous, but we do that. The way you did it isn't authorized because it's just too dangerous to do it that way. Whose car was it, Javier?
It was gonna be my car, but it was mine.
So not now, huh?
Yeah.
Dad, I totally support that decision. I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you. I know it seems hard, Javier, and I'm not here to pick on you, but I am here to let you know what the law says. And I'll tell you that the conviction on a no DL charge can have very far reaching effects for you as a young person. One of those is that you might be prohibited from getting a driver's license until you're 18.
Mhm.
So if you keep doing it, that's highly likely. I will approve teen court as an option, which will get you access to the possibility of a dismissal.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a $20 fee. And that's a cash fee. Can that get paid today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Javier, you don't have a job yet, so you're probably going to want to earn that back through some chores,
Yes,
The other thing is you're going to be required to take a class, and I can't send you to a driving class because if you go to a driving class, they require a license to be entered the numbers to verify your attendance. You're not even authorized to take that. So what we'll be doing is a life skills class. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
And that's just going to help you with decision making, which I think you would agree with me that maybe this wasn't the best decision. And so just thinking about some real basic decisions that young people are facing that are about what it means to be a young person. There's a lot that's going on when you're young that, maybe grown-ups forgot. Maybe they didn't, maybe they did, but or maybe they had different ones. But right now, the decisions you're facing, this class will be about that. So an 8-hour class. Okay, so Dad, what do you think about that thought?
Sounds good to me, ma'am.
Okay, and Javier, what do you think?
It sounds good to me.
So if you get your class done and turn in your completion by January 17th and sign your papers today and pay your $20 fee, you're going to get a dismissal.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we look for y'all to come up no later than 11?
Yes, we can actually start heading up there as soon as we're done here, ma'am.
So that'll work out just fine. We'll see you soon. It shouldn't take a long time, and you
Okay.
can't have an excuse for work and school at the front. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. It'll give me time to go stop by the ATM to get some cash out.
Okay, that'll work. We'll see you then, okay?
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, thank you, Javier.
Okay, all right, bye-bye.
Getting you done, okay? All right. Mr. Matson, I know that you were working with Cindy Gilbert, and she's back in the meeting. Ms. Gilbert, thanks for dialing back in. I'm gonna ask Mr. Matson to let me know where we are with this matter.
Your Honor, Ms. Gilder will be placed on deferral.
Okay,
It'll be a 120-day period with a driver's safety course by the 60th day. And she said that she can pay the fine in full within the first 30 days. But she did request to come into the court tomorrow because she's currently in Waco at work right now.
okay. All right, Ms. Gilder, let me ask you, do you have email available?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you print from your email and sign something and then either take a photo and email it back to us or scan it back or fax it back to us?
Yes, Your Honor.
You could actually sign everything today then and avoid having to drive in from Waco.
Okay,
So let me tell you what your order will say, but you'll get it in the email here probably later this morning. And then I'll expect it by close of business. Let's shoot for no later than 4, just to get it in. Call and make sure we received it, okay?
okay, yes, Your Honor.
So your deferred order will be from today until the end of, until the end of the deferral, which is April 18th. The driving safety course will be due no later than February 14th. And the payment will be due no later than January 17th. You can come in to make payments. You can send a check. I discourage sending cash or money orders because typically those have a higher fail rate. You can pay online or by phone with a clerk or online on the website. So all of those are options. You know, I know you're not in town. So if you want to do it those ways, you can avoid having to come into the building if that's not particularly convenient. But we're going to email everything to you. We'll also include in that email information for how to find a class. Okay.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Your Honor, okay, the phone, okay, I can hear you now. Can you say that again? You
Yes.
said we're also,
We'll also include information in your email for how to find a class.
Your Honor, I'm so sorry. Can you say that again?
We'll include information for how to find a class.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we're going to use the email that we use to set up the meeting, okay?
Can you say that one more time?
The email that you originally provided is what we will use.
Okay, I had, when I gave them my email, there was like a mistype, but the lady had corrected it right then and there, but they still
Yes.
been emailing the wrong email.
Okay,
So can I provide that to you?
tell me your email.
My email is my first name, CYD, NEE, period, and then my last name, GILDER @yahoo.com.
Okay. All right, that's what I'm going to use, okay?
Okay,
Just get back the document today. That'll make it easier, okay?
okay.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, Your Honor, and is my second court date in sometime in January? Is that still following this?
No, once I get your signature on this document, it cancels it,
Okay,
okay?
yes, Your Honor.
Any further questions?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you too.
Bye-bye. Okay, Mr. Matson, let's try moving you forward with Dakota Crutchfield. Mr. Crutchfield, can you unmute? Hi, can you speak?
Yes, ma'am. I got it figured out now.
Okay, you're quite late to the meeting. You've missed a lot of information. Your
So-
meeting was scheduled at 9. Mr. Matson is the prosecutor. You'll actually go into a breakout meeting with him in a moment. I'm gonna move you into that meeting in a moment. I just want to highlight that he is not your representative. He represents the state, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll move you over to that meeting with Mr. Matson. And I'm moving forward. Let's see. With Jesse Pierce. Jesse Pierce, can you?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Hello. Oh, I'm all right. I got strep and the flu, so I'm not doing too well.
Well, that's not good. Are you gonna be able to follow the meeting or do we need to reschedule you?
Oh, I'm all right.
Okay, let me make sure I can see your face and not just, your cap or something.
Okay.
So we have a show clause, because, we had you scheduled for jury duty within teen court November 16th and you didn't show up.
Yes,
And-
ma'am.
And then the driving course for the court has a different court name on it. Let me just take a quick look at that and review it real quickly. While I'm reviewing that, can you just tell me why you didn't show up for teen court jury duty?
Yes, ma'am. So the lady told me, she said a month, like next month you come in. So I figured it was the next month on the exact day, but it apparently was like 3 days earlier the next month.
Call you on that one because you signed it and it has the date on it. I mean, there's a date right there.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know. And I looked at it the day of when I was about to leave.
Yeah, I just feel like you didn't take it very seriously. You also put that this was taken for the Justice of the Peace, Precinct 3, Place 1 in Bell County on your driving safety course. That's, when you took your course, that's who you registered. Do you have a case pending there?
No, ma'am. I just looked up one online and I did the safety course like the week of after teen court, and I emailed it.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm looking right at it. And when you take it, it tells you like, who are you taking this for? And you put that you were taking this for Bell County Justice of the Peace Precinct 3, Place 1. You didn't put the Temple Court.
I must have missed the number or something. I mean, I'm fairly sure I can. There might be a way I can re-go in and like redo it, or I don't know.
I doubt it. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it for us to do that. Well, okay, so I don't have more jury duty available. I can in teen court, we're out of time. I think what we do, are you working?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
Wilson Art.
No, are you in school still?
No, ma'am. I graduated early this year.
Okay. The speeding charge, are you trying to keep it off your record?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm willing to change this to a deferral. You'll have to pay the ticket. You would be required because of your age to do a driving safety course in a deferral anyway. So I will accept this for that. So you wouldn't have to do a new one. We would have to get your ticket paid pretty quickly within the next 30 days generally. What can you pay toward it today?
I could maybe go in today. I'm gonna go to. Yeah, I think I can today. I'll be able to do it within the next 30 days.
Hold on. Not really interested in you coming in. You can pay online or by phone. You're sick.
Okay.
You don't need to be getting people sick. So
Yes, ma'am.
do a deferred, which will keep it off your record still. The deferred will end April 18th. And, you know, if you're not able to do payment today for any reason, like if you can't do it through a card on the phone or whatever, let's bump it out a couple of weeks and do half of it then and half of it, you know, a few weeks later.
Okay.
You want to do it that way?
I can pay it in full.
Okay, when?
I can get it paid today.
Okay, a clerk, you can call a clerk and they can do it by phone.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, the DSC is due today since I'm receiving the one you already turned in. And so that part will be taken, it'll be on the list of things to do, but you've already taken care of it, okay?
Okay.
So the rest of your deferred will basically say from today until April 18th, no tickets.
Okay.
And
But then after that, it'll be on the record.
right, I'll dismiss. So I do need a signature. Can you sign it if I email it to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sign it. Once you sign it and send it back to us, call a clerk or go online to make payment and then call and make sure that payment went through, okay?
Okay.
You know how to reach them?
Municipal. Yeah, I believe I have a card.
You have a pen? I can tell you.
Okay.
254 298 5687.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, I hope you get well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll email that to you shortly.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm moving forward with Belkis Ramirez Aricia.
Hello,
Yes, hi.
Your Honor.
Hi, how are you?
My mother is right here. Her name is Maria Espinar. By the way, she does not speak any English. So if you want to tell her something, I can translate for you.
Okay, let me get your file pulled because I have you listed two different ways.
Mhm.
Let's see. There's a no driver's license charge and a stop sign charge. Both are from October 29th. The license charge has fines and costs of $181. The stop sign charge has fines and costs of $234. I did receive written information from you with a plea of guilty on the stop sign charge. And on the driver's license charge, a plea of guilty. And a request for a payment plan. You've graduated and you're working.
I would not need the payment plan. I can pay in full.
Okay, the balance is 415, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you can pay that today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you getting a driver's license?
That I do plan on it, but I won't be getting a driver's license anytime soon because I need a social security number before that. And I'm still in process with the immigration, so yes.
Okay, so I did receive a request just to do payments. Are you trying to keep it off your record and requesting a deferred? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, serious. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you pay it today and do that, the only other thing I would need is an online class. I don't have a license, so it would be a life skills class. And that wouldn't be due until February 14th.
Okay. Would that be sent to my email, Your Honor?
Yes, we can do that. Let's see. Sorry, I'm making some notes. Yeah, I could email that. If you can email it back, if you can print it and sign it and email it back. And then once you email it back today, you can make payment after that.
So take the class.
Let me stop you.
Okay.
It's already confused, I can tell. So it would be, it's fine. Let me just be a little more clear, because I don't know that I have been. So from today until until April 18th, you would be on this deferral that would result in the dismissal at the end, okay? In between now and then, you would make payment today. I need a signature today on the document that I will send to you. And then you'll have a class due in 60 days, which is February 14th. It's an 8-hour online class. Okay.
Okay, Your Honor.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll email everything to you. And then you'll print it and sign it and email it back.
Okay.
Call the clerk and make payment that way by phone.
I couldn't hear you. It's like, can you repeat the last part, please, Your Honor?
You can call the clerk, or you can go online. And
Okay.
do the payment.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Can we use the email that we used to set up the meeting today?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any further questions?
I don't think so, Your Honor. So you said that I can go in today to pay the ticket, and then I would have to do the course online, right?
Right. Are you coming by the court instead of email?
Yes.
Okay. When can we look for you to come in?
As soon as we're done with this call.
Okay, let's say by 11 o'clock, okay?
Okay.
And mom's gonna come in with you, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. We'll see y'all then, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with Dakota Crutchfield and he's back in the meeting with you. Where are we with regard to this matter?
Your Honor, we will continue to final pretrial, but I anticipate this case being resolved prior to that date.
Okay, Mr. Crutchfield, your case has been scheduled to be here in the courtroom on February 8th at 1 o'clock. That information was in the email that we previously sent to you with this meeting on it. If you have an agreement with the prosecutor that results in the case being resolved prior to that day, you won't need to be in the courtroom. The only way to know if that's for sure happened, that I've excused you, is just to call the day before or the day of and check and make sure that everything is cleared. If it's not clear or there's any confusion, we'll expect everybody to be here so we can get back on the same page, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we'll see you then, or we'll resolve it beforehand.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. You're good to go. I just want to call the name and see. Gary Williams, I think you're here. I have several Williamses. Gary Williams, are you here?
Yes.
Very good. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That's Kelly Williams. That's different. Kelly Williams, wait a moment. You'll have a turn. Gary Williams, can you unmute? Hi. Hi. Let me.
You say Kelly? Did you say Kelly?
Stay muted. It's not your turn. Gary.
Did you say? Did you say?
No, I did not. Mr. Gary Williams.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm gonna move you.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll help if you stop moving around.
You got the hose off.
Yeah, hold on.
Can you stop moving around and look at the screen?
I can barely hear you.
Because you're outside and you're moving around. Mr. Matson, I'm going to let you try in a separate setting. We'll see. Just feel free to let me know if it's not working. Yes. Yes. Dee Dee. No. She can't do driver safety because she doesn't have a session. Or it's okay. The light sometimes doesn't come on right away for me either. Okay, I'm moving forward now with Sienna Fuller. If you could unmute and let me know how you're doing.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Judge.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Is that your mom with you? Or sister?
Yes, ma'am.
It's mom.
My mom.
But thanks.
Okay, let's see. You're 17 and mom is welcome, but not required, okay? But mom, what is your name?
Kimberly George. She
Okay,
actually turned 17 yesterday.
okay, wonderful. So the offense allegation is a violation of your license restriction B. And the fines and costs, if you pay it, are 181. The allegation date is November 5th. I did receive a teen court request, which I would be inclined to grant. There is a guilty plea. Do you understand the options for pleading today? Guilty, not guilty, and no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. With teen court, there's a $20 cash fee. Can that fee get paid today?
Yes, Your Honor.
On this type of offense, what I'm going to ask that we do is that we just do a driving safety course. It's online or around town. It's a regular class like you would normally take, but I think we need a refresher. And then I would get that from you within 30 days, which is January 17th. And then I would, do the dismissal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So y'all would come by the court to sign your documents, make the $20 payment, and pick up class information and your teen court order, which you'll sign, and then get a copy. Will that work for you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mom, do you have questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, when can we look for y'all to be here?
Between 12:30 and 1, is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Yes, ma'am. We will be there then.
Okay, we'll see you then.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I am moving forward then with Ethan Glover.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing great, and you?
Thank you for asking. I'm doing fine. Can you get on screen?
On screen?
Right, where I could see you. There
Is
we
that
go.
better?
Yeah, but lower it where I can see your whole face.
There we go.
Okay. The allegation is a speeding charge and it's from November 3rd. The fines and costs, if you pay them, are $254. Okay. I did receive a guilty plea and a request for teen court, which I am inclined to grant. Is that your plea at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
With teen court, there is a $20 cash fee that has to get paid in person. We're going to need to do documents anyway. So can you pay that fee today?
I should be able to, yeah.
Okay. And then, let's see. So the $20 fee today, and then a driving safety course that you can take online or around town. And that would be due January 17th.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What time can I look for you to be here today?
Is it all right around 1:30?
1 would be best.
Okay.
We'll look for you then, okay?
Alrighty.
Okay, we'll see you then.
You have a good one.
You too. Okay. Sydney Phelps, can you unmute and tell me how you're doing? I would ask you to get on screen as well. Okay. Hi, Ms. Phelps. Can you unmute?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm trying to have Sydney Phelps unmute. Sydney Phelps, can you unmute? Okay, well, I'll come back to that. Mr. Matson, I know that you were talking with Mr. Williams. Can you go ahead and give me an update for where we are?
Your Honor, we will be continuing to final pretrial.
Okay. And that is the parking in a city-owned space.
That is correct.
Okay. There's another charge that happened a couple of weeks later that is scheduled for pretrial on January 22nd. Mr. Williams, Mr. Matson, are we going to do that pretrial, or are we going to move that one to the final pretrial date as well?
I will leave that up to Mr. Williams. I have no objection to moving it to the final pretrial date.
Okay, Mr. Williams, can you unmute, please?
Oh,
Mr. Williams,
yes.
you have two cases. They are the same.
Man, I can't hear you.
Okay, we were just gonna plan to see you February 18th.
Can you repeat that?
We're going to, you're scheduled to be here February 18th. Sorry, January 18th at 2.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Your Honor, the second offense or the second citation is literally the same offense in double jeopardy.
I know
If it's possible.
No. Double jeopardy, you're misusing a legal term that has a very specific meaning. Double jeopardy means that you've already been found guilty of something for the exact same thing at the exact same time. And this new one is a different date. So that's, none of it applies.
Okay, well, I could be using the wrong terminology, but it's literally the same offense. And I was just wondering if could we run both of them together, seeing as how it is the same offense, just written twice.
You seem to be very good at using this term when you want to talk.
I can't hear nothing. Jesus.
When it's your court date. Okay. January.
It's like you I don't know if I got bad reception or what.
Great reception when you want to talk. You have poor reception when I'm speaking to you.
That was January 18th, Your Honor.
Yeah, and I don't see any reason to repeat that. We'll just do that in court. It'll be a lot easier to get control of that situation and clear up any confusion we have. So I'm putting them both on there because he's already pleaded not guilty. There's no reason to have another debate about whether he's still guilty or not guilty with you. Let's just get him in here and schedule trial.
I agree. I just wanted to make sure that that was the January 18th date.
It's not up to him. I made that decision. Okay, let me ask real quickly. Amanda Holt, do you happen to be here? Amanda Holt? Amanda Holt. Going once, going twice. That's a no-show, and a warrant will be the path we're starting to take on that one. Gary Williams, we already dealt with, so Mr. Matson, you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Anna Lee Fletcher, maybe that's a different. Yeah, well, I understand that, I do. But that doesn't mean she's off the docket until I grant it, but she's not here. Right, Anna Lee Fletcher, you're not here? I'll look at that one in a moment. Sydney Phelps, let me try again. Can you unmute?
Hi, I'm sorry about that.
That's
Turned off.
okay. I mean, the technology isn't perfect, but the solution when it doesn't work is we either continue to try or we just come on into court. If people don't like this format, I can do away with it. I don't know what the issue is today, but I've just had nothing but people really giving me a hard time over it. And those are gonna be the people that scream the loudest when they have to be in here. Ms. Phelps, I do have a failed to control speed charge. The fines and costs, if you pay it, are $264. This is an allegation date from October 28th. I do have a request for teen court. This is an accident case. I don't have any proof that you're a student. Where do you go to school?
I go to Belton High School, but I have a question about that because I graduate on Friday. So,
They hand you your diploma at that time, or do you walk the stage in June with everyone else?
I believe I walked the stage in June with everyone else if I wanted to. But they have they told me I'm unenrolling the day after I graduate.
Yeah, they mean you can't be on their campus.
So would
Teen court is still an option, but I don't have a student ID from you showing me that you are a student. So I'm gonna need that today. The other thing is there was a $20 teen court fee. That would need to be paid in cash today. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you show me your student ID today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is an accident case, so there would be a class, plus also an essay in order to gain the dismissal, and the class will give you class information. The essay will give you essay assignment information, and both would be due on the 17th of January.
All right.
Okay. So what we would need at this point, and just to recap, okay? There's a $20 fee that you would pay today when you come in to sign your documents. You'll bring that $20 fee plus your student ID. We will give you class information and essay information for you to complete successfully the class and the essay and turn in by January 17th. If you get those things done, you will gain a dismissal and the balance of your charge would be waived. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can I look for you around 11:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any further questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Phelps, for your patience. I know the technology challenged you. I'm never sure whose Zoom that is on, but I'm interfacing with a lot of people's issues, so I appreciate your patience today.
Yeah, of course. You have a great day.
Thank you. Okay, and I'm moving forward. Let me just figure out where I'm at. Bradley Tyler, can you unmute and tell me how you're doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. I'm just pulling your file up while you tell me about your day. There we go. Let's see. Okay, this is a registration charge. I think what happened, and there's probably some confusion. Okay. Yeah, we got it. I understand that you got things taken care of pretty early in the game. I got that note. The court date got missed, so you knocked yourself out of the dismissal option. Let me look at I got your request for lowering of the amount. Let me look at your fines.
Okay.
Let me look at your fines across and see what I can do.
Okay. Oh, ma'am, I also realized whenever I went up to the courthouse that the officer wrote down the address wrong on my ticket, so I never got anything in the mail. He was one number off on the address.
So, yeah, that's a really good question, and I think where you're heading is, does that mean that I didn't, miss my court date because maybe you wrote it wrong? The court date was on the ticket though, so it's
Yes.
the letter you got was, hey, you missed the court date. It wasn't, hey, you have a court date. So the answer is it doesn't change it. The court costs are.
Oh yeah, I'll admit, I dropped the ball on that. I misplaced the ticket and I didn't realize how long it'd been, and yeah, that was my fault.
We're good. You got a pre-warrant letter, but no fees actually got added, so that's actually good. So your fine, okay, the court cost is $81, and then the fine is $70. I could lower the fine to $25. That would put you at $106. But $81, the court costs, those are set by the Texas legislature. I wish I had a way to control that, but I don't. The fine is under my purview, and I would drop it to $25. That again would bring the total from 151 to 106. Can you pay that today, or do you need more time?
I can take care of that today.
Okay. The clerk will probably hand me that reduction here in about 5 minutes. And then you can either pay online or call the clerk or swing by, whatever works for you. But just, I would probably call and verify that the reduction has been done. Actually, I'm about to do it. It's going to be done here in a minute. Because you don't want to go online and pay the wrong amount, because then we'll start trying to charge you the rest of it. Hang on, let's take a moment for me to catch my breath and make sure that it's ready to go. And then that way when we hang up, you're good to do it, whenever you get a moment today.
Okay.
Are you gonna go online and do it or come by?
Online. I've got a few other errands I got to run today, so I don't think I can't make it to the courthouse today.
That's fine. You can pay online or you can call them and pay it by phone.
Okay.
Either will work. We don't require that people come in anymore. We used to. Yes. So yeah, just take it down. Okay, we're doing that right now. Did it go through? Okay, that's been done. So I just marked it down that you'll be dealing with that today, and then you're good from here forward.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, Mr. Tyler?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Okay. Let's see, that's him to go there, and then this is that team. Okay, Nicholas, Jarvis, and family. How are y'all today?
We're doing great, Your Honor. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Let's see. There is a possession of alcohol charge. The fines and costs are $296 if you are paying it. This is one of those things, Nicholas, that you can't just pay, okay? Even if you paid it, there is also the law requires that I order an alcohol awareness class up to 12 hours of classwork. And I'm sorry, a minimum of 12 hours. And then that I order alcohol related community service, which is normally part of the class. And that I suspend your ability to obtain a license for 30 days. Your license history might reflect that at a later date. So be aware of that possibility. I also have teen court as an option. We did email plea paperwork, a financial affidavit, and all your juvenile magistrate paperwork. We emailed that to you November 21st, and I believe we didn't get it back. Is that right? Yeah. So we don't. Yeah, we don't have anything back. Yeah.
Your Honor, that's my fault. But we did fill it out. I spoke to Lisa yesterday. I did get it all filled out and I emailed it back to her last night.
Okay. Hold on, we gotta go try to find it because do you know if you emailed it directly to Lisa or to the court online help?
She just told me to reply to the email, so that's what I did.
Okay, we'll look. Y'all hold tight a moment. We'll get it. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll get caught up.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna take a person and then come back, because I now have a clerk who heard me and they're running out looking for it, okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Yes, yes, folks, we'll be with you. Let me just get mom and dad's name too while we're sitting here.
Yes, Your Honor. My name is Darren Jarvis.
Okay. And are you
Mom's-
mom?
Melissa Nicholas.
Okay. Thanks, y'all. We'll be with you shortly, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Actually, Jarvis, I mean, you're 14, but where do you go to school?
I go to Lakebone Middle School, Your Honor.
Middle school?
High school, sorry.
Okay,
Currently, he is in the DHEP, I believe it's called, the alternative school.
yes, but he's considered a high school student?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. I'm definitely familiar with all that. I have kids and things, so we'll be right back with you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we did find the email and it says, sorry for the late reply. Attached are all the signed documents as requested. Sincerely, Darren Jarvis, but there were no attachments.
A minute, Your Honor. I apologize. I can bring them down to you today if you like. I can email them to you now. I can tell you what we put, which is we're hoping for teen court, Your Honor.
About that, it's all gonna work out, so don't panic. If you email them now, will it go through while you're on the meeting?
It should, Your Honor, yes.
Let's try that and y'all hang out for a few minutes. I'll work with a few other people because I like to really make sure we're all on the same page with those documents and I take notes onto them. And I don't want everything, I don't like to have a conversation and then do paperwork with young people. Also for record keeping purposes, it's just not how we want to do it. So give me a moment to receive that. If you'll resend it, you probably just forgot to attach it.
I'm sure that's what happened.
Just take that email again and resend it with the attachments and give me about 10 minutes for my system to pull it in. And then we'll look for it again, okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, y'all hang tight. There's a function on your, y'all seem like you're able to do it, the system pretty okay. So when you look at your cell phone screen and you have your cursor, your little hand piece, arrow button, up at the top of yourself, there should be like 3 little dots or 4 little dots. And you can click on that thing and it'll say that you can raise your hand. So when you've sent it, do you see it?
Do not, Your Honor. Blur my background, choose video filter, pin, hide safe view.
Okay, don't worry about it then. I'll look for it in about 10 minutes, okay?
Roger, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, y'all. We'll be back with you.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Thank you. Okay, moving forward, let me talk to Ebony Sledge. Miss Sledge, can you unmute now?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for your patience this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
I did receive, actually, okay. We have an expired motor vehicle registration charge. And the fines and costs are $51. And I'm asking first for you to tell me how you were pleading to that charge.
Well, I at the time of the stop, I am guilty of that. I did get it fixed and I came back and it was they gave me 2 weeks to come back with, it was $20 for a partial payment because I did get it fixed. The sticker got the inspection, everything that it needed.
At the time, I was waiting on a check, so I didn't receive it within the 2 week standpoint because you get 1 week in the hole. So that following week, I came back, and when I came back to make the payment, they let me know that I would have to either make the full payment because it had expired, or I could come to court and talk to you about the situation and see moving forward, like what we could do.
Okay, let me look at it. Give me a moment because I have just a bunch of different problems. Okay, I have a citation. I have to just pull your whole file, so give me a moment.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's, and I actually can get tasks done in between waiting on technology. Sometimes. So give me a moment. It's going to take.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pulling her citation. If you can pull her registration out, that would help me. I hate when that happens. It's like the kiss of death in the system. Okay, she paid her fees. She did it on her due date. She had an extension because she couldn't pay the fee. Huh? She signed. It's okay. Not worried about it. It's her license. Did you start, Miss Lynch, start a new job?
Yes, ma'am. I was previously, I came back maybe a week before I had got the ticket back to Temple, Texas. I was taking care of a grandmother in Austin while she was getting surgery and stuff done. So whenever I moved back about a week later, if that is whenever I did receive that ticket on the vehicle.
Okay. All right. Can you pay your $20 dismissal fee today?
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually here at the courthouse right now.
Okay. I will generate a dismissal here in the courtroom, and I'll have a note in your file that you're just to pay the $20 fee. If you want to wait,
Okay.
if you want to wait out there, there'll be you can have a copy of the dismissal. Okay.
I'm so sorry. It had kind of went out. You said if I would like to wait just a little bit so I can process through.
Yeah, not long. If you want a copy of the dismissal, it'll be just a couple of minutes. I'll have that. We're about to print it, and then you can pay the $20 dismissal fee. I'm going to allow it under the circumstances.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. So just approach a clerk and let them know that you just had your hearing and you're doing a dismissal, and there's a $20 fee, and they'll come get the dismissal. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm gonna let you hang up. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Miss Cummings, can you unmute and get on screen by any chance? Jaheda Cummings. Hi, Ms. Cummings. Jaheda Cummings.
Okay, I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I sure can. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any way that you can hear me and also just look at the screen? Because right now you're just showing me your eardrum.
Okay.
How are you?
Okay, I'm here.
How are you?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I can hear what you're saying.
Well, I have you turned all the way up, and I have my
Cause my
speaker
phone,
all the way
my
up.
phone is kind of like water damage.
Okay, well, I can't solve that. Like, there's no way I can fix that.
I can hear what you're saying, but it's like, it's not fully like,
Okay,
okay, I got it.
turn off your video, and let's just talk, okay? And that way you can put it
Yes.
up to your, that way you can put it up to your ear, okay?
Okay.
Ms. Cummings, you qualify for a program that we have that
Yes, ma'am.
that I want to talk to you about. It's a theft charge and the fines and
Okay.
costs. Okay, don't talk. If you talk while I'm talking, you cancel out what I'm telling you, and then I have to repeat myself. It's very frustrating. Let me talk. And when
Yes, yes, I'm so sorry about that. I was just going to say, I was like, I was on the phone and I was kind of waiting for you to call me. And I was like, damn, being a judge is very stressful.
I'm still doing it. So can you stop talking for a moment, please?
But I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes. Ask one more time.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you not talk for a moment so that I can tell you some things?
Yes, ma'am.
No? Okay. So you're charged with theft. Your ticket is $296.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, don't talk. I'm just gonna mute you and then I'll unmute you when it's time for you to talk, okay? So you're charged with theft under $100. Your fines and costs are $296. The allegation date is November 10th. You qualify for a first offender program. If you do that program, I'm gonna need your signature today. You would sign for an extension, which is 30 days. You would take an online theft intervention class. You would get that certificate completed and done and turned in by your due date, which is January 17th. And then your case would be dismissed. Now I'm going to ask you to unmute and tell me if you want to do that.
So I'm sorry, you said I had to take a class?
Yes.
Okay, so how do I go about taking this class?
It will be an online class. You're going to need to come up to the court today and sign a document and get class information.
Okay. I'm currently in Austin right now, so is there by chance I can come to the Austin court?
No, there's no chance to do that. They're not the same court at all.
Okay.
When are you
Because,
when will you be in Temple?
let me see, today is the 15th.
I need a signature today. So how am I going to get your signature? Can I email it to you and you email it back?
Yes, ma'am. Can I fax it? I don't. Oh,
Yeah,
Lord. I'm just trying to. Okay, I can use my email, but I don't know if I could be able to. I don't know how to sign the email because it's my first time doing this. So.
Yeah, but see, you either come to court or you use the tools that are available. I mean, if you want to stay on a remote setting, then you have to use the tools that are available. So I can email it to you if you can print it and sign it and get it back to us. You can email it, fax it, or take a photo and email that with the phone.
Okay, so if you send it to my email, I just have to print it out, sign it, and fax the paperwork back over to the fax number.
Yes,
Okay, can you send the information to my email?
yes.
Okay, and as soon as okay, so I'm sorry, I have questions because I'm not. This is my first time dealing with this.
Understand.
As soon as you send it to my email, I just like literally print it out, fax it, and send it back to the number, and then I go up to the court to start a class. You said.
No, you're not taking it in. You're hearing me, but you're not taking it in. I'll email it to you. You sign it. I'll also include class information. You're gonna have to get online and find one of the classes. There'll be a list. And you take a class and get it back to us by your due date, which is January 17th.
Okay.
Your other option is just to pay it and let it go on the record. It's $296. Your class will be under $100. I think it's a good idea. I'll email you the information and you can decide what you're doing by the next date, which is January 17th. That's when you ought to turn in your class. Okay?
Okay. I was just trying to see if I went up there to the courts and I was just trying to see if I can speak to somebody where I can speak to a judge because I was just trying to see if I could either get the case dismissed or pay a fine because I was trying to see if I can get this off my record because I don't want nothing on my record because I do have a clean record and I was going through something and I was just trying to figure out how I can just keep my life just normal because I'm just trying to figure my life out.
Yeah, I've actually answered this question a couple of times. Partly you don't hear me because you talk when I'm talking to you, and partly, I don't know, you're just not taking it in somehow. So I'm going to say it one last time. Listen carefully. I'm extending your date 30 days. Listen, don't talk. Listen. I'm extending your case 30 days. If you get your course done and turned in, I dismiss your ticket and you don't pay anything here.
Okay.
If you don't take it or you don't get it turned in or you miss your court date, then, at that point, you're probably just going to owe the money. And it will go on your record.
Okay.
This is a way to pay nothing to the court, to take a class, and to keep it off your record.
Okay.
I need your signature on your form today. And I need you to understand that the class information will be included in your email.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll send it to you. I need.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too, Ms. Cummings. Thank you. Okay, on the Jarvis family, I have everything back. So let me just walk through this with you, okay, Nicholas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I think I said your name incorrectly earlier. I think I called you Jarvis. Nicholas, I did receive your plea form with a no contest plea and a request for teen court, which I am inclined to grant. But before we do that, we have some paperwork that we really must go through. So I know you've read it, but I just need to confirm and make sure you don't have questions. And also, Mom and Dad, if y'all have questions as we go, there's no problem with that, okay?
Roger, Your Honor.
Okay, that first form, it had a number 1 at the bottom. And Nicholas, you would have signed it here. And what this basically tells you, Nicholas, is that, you're charged with the offense of a minor in possession of alcohol. Your fines and costs, if you paid that, are $296. You're not required to make any statement. Statements made by you can be used against you. If you're being interviewed or questioned by peace officers or attorneys that represent the state, you have the right to end that discussion at any time because you are underage. Also, you have the right to hire an attorney to represent you. You have the right to remain silent. And let's see, that covers that one. So your signature acknowledges that you understand principally that right to hire an attorney, that right to remain silent. Do you feel like you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, mom and dad, do you feel like he's understanding that part?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the next one just tells me that you're confirming the address that was provided to us. I don't give out addresses on, the internet. So I just want to confirm that it is a Temple address on Rusty Spur. Is that a correct address?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because I signed both, and so I think you were just being thorough. Okay, just confirming that one. If your address changes at any time while this case is pending, you have a duty to, let us know in writing if your address changes, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Then if I make a court order for you to do something, if you don't do it, it's enforceable by contempt. So that means additional charges could be filed. It means I can pursue the case under all the legal options available to the court for enforcement. So it's very important that you understand. At the end of today, we're probably going to have a judgment or an order in place. And it's important that you understand that it's important that you follow it and do what you're ordered to do. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then the final form was a lot of legal language. It's pretty involved. It's 2 pages and it's labeled 5 and 6. And that one is just a lot of legal language. I apologize. The law doesn't allow me to summarize the information. It says I have to supply these pieces of code to you. But what it basically tells you in a nutshell is that if you receive a single conviction prior to your 17th birthday, and you complete your course with your case with whatever court where you have it pending, if you complete it, then you can have the case removed entirely from your record in a procedure called an expunction. So you have to apply to the court where you received the conviction, and that would be this court if that were the case. So really it's letting you know for the future, if you are trying to clean up your record, it tells you how to do that. And namely, the best thing I can say to you is that laws come and go and laws change. But what we're really saying is when you turn 17, if you're looking to do that, you come to the court where the case originated. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's 2 pages summarized. Okay. And so now we can move forward knowing that, those requirements have been followed. So my next question then is, first of all, I described at the beginning of the process today with everybody, the meaning of the pleas, guilty, not guilty, and no contest. I know you've entered a plea of guilty. I have not yet accepted it because I need to really confirm first. Do you understand those options for pleading?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mom, Dad, do you feel like he's understanding what he's charged with and his options?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do y'all have any questions before we move forward with talking about what teen court would look like in his case?
I don't know if this would be the time to do this, Your Honor, but I was gonna ask for a little bit of leniency for him because he didn't bring alcohol to school to drink or anything. He found a bottle on the way to school and he likes to collect old bottles. So there was literally just a few drops in the very bottom of it. And he honestly just grabbed the bottle to add it to his collection. That doesn't change the fact that he did something wrong and wasn't thinking, but I would like to ask for a little bit of leniency since there was no intent to do anything wrong.
Okay. Okay. Nicholas, tell me a little bit more about that.
I like collecting old stuff. The bottle looked pretty old, so I put it in my bag without noticing that there was still alcohol in it. And I took it to school on accident. I meant to take it out and put it in my room. But they found the alcohol bottle and there were a couple of drops in there. And so they wanted me to go to DEAP and do court and all this.
Okay. So that triggered the DEAP?
Correct, Your Honor.
Or DEAP. I always get turned around on that. Can y'all give me a moment? I want to see if I can look at the offense report, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I get that off his report? I might go straight 17 instead. I mean, I think a team. I don't know that teams can tell him more. It would be helpful, and I think they've done them. Mom, Dad, have we had any other school problems or referrals to DEAP?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, what else?
And
Yep.
I'm sorry. Also, I wanted to let you know that he is seeing a therapist and a psychiatrist. We are working on his medicine. During this time, he has missed quite a bit of school, but that was all due to the medicine changes and him not being able to. We were just trying to find the right combination, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't want to get too far into your privacy, okay? Are medications school related type stuff, or is it something psychological happening for you, or trauma?
Psychological, ma'am. Dealing with anxiety, depression, and of the like.
Okay. Give me just a moment. They did, okay, so can you print that for me? Did y'all talk to the officers, or did y'all just get a copy of a ticket?
We never got a ticket, Your Honor. I did speak to the officer and the vice principal and counselor the day of the incident.
Just, are you aware that he had some indications for like a nystagmus?
Roger, Your Honor, and that's due to the medication change. He was actually having those problems before this arose.
Okay.
And I personally smelt his breath when I got there, and there was no traces of alcohol in his breath. And I believe it was the counselor I was talking to said she didn't smell any alcohol in his breath either, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, they didn't find any other substances. Oh yeah, okay. They do show that you talked to them about it. They did say you thought he might be taking narcotics. Are those related to medications or other things?
I have never said that.
Okay.
I don't understand where it even came from. I'm not worried about that, Your Honor.
Okay, it just said that the father of Nicholas arrived and decided to take him for medical treatment. He explained that this is not the first time his son has been lethargic, and that he believed that his son was possibly taking narcotics.
Negative. I did tell him it's not been the last or the only time he's been lethargic. I did also tell him from the way he was acting, I was worried that he had maybe taken something else. I definitely did not say anything about narcotics, Your Honor. And we went and got a drug test and he passed that.
Okay, okay. Y'all did that day?
That day, yes, Your Honor. And I don't know if it makes any difference, but I got the one that checks for just about everything under the sun: fentanyl, marijuana, just about everything you could think of.
Yeah, I mean, the fentanyl is like a deep concern, of course. I don't blame you as a parent just wanting to check, because that's so scary. And I think our young people don't realize how scary and why it's scary. So I can get wanting to check that out. Okay, I'm kind of feeling like we can do team court. Well, let me tell you my thought processes. Okay, so where I'm kind of at, taking in some, I mean, there can be differences of opinion about what got said and like not true understanding happening in these situations. It's not uncommon because parents are very stressed, officers are doing a job. You're a young person sitting there probably not really understanding a lot of why everybody's doing what they're doing. And it can be very confusing. So I just wanted to take everybody's thoughts in, and there's your rewriting. So I've listened to you folks. And Mom, did you have anything to add that hasn't been said yet?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and Nicholas, how about you? Anything you want to add?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm leaning towards doing team court, but normally I do team court where you go to a big proceeding with other students and they hear your case and they make a decision. I really like to keep that. There's just a fine line area of what's a good fit for that program. The other type of team court that I have comes straight from the judge where we just go ahead and sentence. Both result in a dismissal. Both result in the waiver of the fines and costs if you do what's ordered to be done. I'm really leaning towards that latter one. I think you've got a lot going on, first of all. I don't know that having a bunch of other young people hear that private business is going to be particularly helpful here. I don't think it would give us any value. And really, I think the thing to do, if you were sentenced, I would just, let me tell you what I am supposed to do, and then let me tell you what I'm going to do that I have an option to do. You walk in, you plead, I find you guilty, I, suspend your license for 30 days. I order an alcohol awareness class and alcohol related community service due back by X date. That's usually 90 days. If you don't do it, you get a further suspension of 6 months on that license. And then you pay the $300. I think here, $20, I'd like to get it today. And then I'm thinking that a life skills class is in order instead of an alcohol or a drug class. That said, mom and dad, I really want to hear whether y'all think it's more appropriate to address alcohol or decision-making, because there's some decision-making in the alcohol classes. There's a lot of decision-making in the life skills class. So where do y'all think I should be going?
Me personally, Your Honor, we've never had a problem with drugs or alcohol before. So I think a life skills class is pretty awesome. That would help him make better decisions in every aspect of life, not just this specific thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a light option. They're comparable as far as like what you're doing and the time commitment and the seriousness. Those are the same. But I really feel like this was a combination of things aren't going well with medications. You're not feeling your best. You walk around, you're making a bad decision. You don't realize it's a bad decision until you're all the way into that bad decision. And I don't hear a big concern about drugs and alcohol other than the ones that parents would have, getting the shocking call of your son's here, we found alcohol and he's got slurred speech. And so you're doing the things you do to be good parents at that point, which is to check it all out. And, Nicholas, I'm sure you felt like you really got put through the ringer and interrogated, but your parents have to do that because fentanyl, we're talking about a serious thing there. People die just right away. They just die like the first time sometimes. So I actually am at the point we're about to start having life court again. And I've got fentanyl intervention medicine that I will keep in the courtroom. Wow. We're seeing it, and we're seeing it with our young people, and it's really, we have epidemic levels on that, and it's very, very destructive, very, very quickly. So I think y'all did a great job, actually, of it, just trying to figure out what to do right away in a tough situation. But I think the bigger issue that I hear is just life skills, decision-making.
Roger, Your Honor. That's what I believe also.
I feel like that's going to be the thing that if we address, that I probably won't see you again, Nicholas. Hopefully.
Better not.
Well, I don't want any court to see you. And I see people at the early stages of things 90% of the time. That doesn't mean people with big problems don't sometimes do lower level things. But with our young people, I'm more likely to see you early on, and I'm trying to make the best decision in hopes of never seeing you again and not having any other court see you again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let me just look at my life skills classes real quickly and see what options I have.
Yes, Your Honor.
Something controlling. There's 4. Yeah. Oh, I see. Thank you. Oh, I see. Let me go with the 10. That's the middle one. Oh, there's 16 at the bottom, but I'll go with 10. I have a 10-hour class that I can grab for this one. The options are 4, 10, 12, and 20. So I think right in the middle of the road is that 10 one.
Thank you.
They're not expensive, most of these classes, but I'll give you a list of places to choose from. You can do one class to get the 10, or you can combine them, but at least 10 hours of life skills classes. And mom and dad can look at that with you, Nicholas, and help you figure out what's going to be the best one. We're going to ask them to pay for it. Okay. And it's something that y'all can talk with your therapist about as well. I won't keep that in the phone. Okay, so can y'all come by this morning? I'm sorry, it's already afternoon. Can y'all come by before noon or noon 30 to make signatures and pay the $20?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, he has to come and so do y'all, okay? Are we good with that?
I'm sorry, we couldn't hear the last part. I apologize.
And he has to come in and y'all, one of you has to come in with him.
Roger, Your Honor.
Okay, it shouldn't take more than a few minutes at the window, okay?
Well, appreciate it, Your Honor.
Okay, Nicholas, what do you have? Anything you want me to know before you go?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm really hoping this will be helpful. And just get your class done and turned in, and then I'll dismiss the charge. It will not be a conviction on your record, and I'll waive the $296 in hopes, knock on wood, of not reading about you, hearing about you, other than seeing you around the community. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have an excellent day.
You too. Y'all too. Thanks for your patience today. We had a lot to kind of work through.
Not at all. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, let me try with to visit with Ms. Williams. Can you unmute? Kelly Williams, can you unmute?
I was in the shower. Yes, ma'am, I'm here. I was in the shower. I apologize.
Okay, so wow, like you're supposed to be in court.
Well, I am in court, y'all. I've been in here all day. I just had to take a shower while you was
in the court. Yeah, I didn't need an argument from you. It's not at all appropriate. So you didn't turn in your community service. I read your letter. And, the option right now would be either to pay it or to just give you a little more time, but, you'd have to solve the problems of trying to get it done.
How much is the total, ma'am?
Right now, you owe the court $645.70.
Ma'am?
Right now, you owe the court $645.70.
How much?
$645.70.
I don't have it because I don't even. At the time that you had it scheduled.
Ma'am, that's why you were given community service. So your choices are to do the community service or to do payment.
Well, I try to do community service, ma'am, because I was trying to let you know the reason, what happened.
Yeah, you did.
Reason why I didn't do it.
You did. You let me know. I heard you.
Okay.
And I asked if you wanted more time, and that's when you said with whatever it is you're trying to tell me here.
Yes, ma'am. If you could please give me more time or community service again.
Yes, I can do that. So it's 32 hours. Your due date is February 14th. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I don't have any questions. Let me write this down real quick so I won't forget it. Okay, February the 14th is the due date, right?
Yes.
In 32 hours for community service. Okay.
Okay. We're gonna mail you your documents, but if you don't get them in the next 2 to 5 days, you might want to swing by the court and get copies.
Yes, ma'am. And I can go anywhere. I can go back to the place that I was going before, doing the community service. I did attend.
Where were you going?
I had went to a place in Temple. It was like a little, I guess, church place, food pantry. They give out food.
Okay, if it's not on my list, you need to get it approved. You need to swing by, we can mail you the paperwork, but you're gonna need to get that pre-approved. And I need you to fill it all out to get it pre-approved within 2 weeks. So
yes,
that
ma'am.
information. And, that's to verify that it's a nonprofit.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And then your hours will be February 14th. You can't just leave the list now.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Well, I could swing by the court today and get get paper.
We have everything at the front for you then. And what time will you be coming? What time should we look for you?
Ma'am.
I'll ask you a third time. What time will we look for you?
Actually, I'm getting dressed now, so no later than about 12:30.
Thank you. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. The last person here, I don't know who it is. You came in late. I did see you originally. I'm looking through my files because your face is familiar. Remind me of your name, please.
Jasmine Tovar.
Okay, Ms. Tovar, you need to change the battery on your fire alarm. It's no longer working. It's chirping. Every time I talk to you, it's chirping. You might
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
get it fixed because.
Yes, ma'am.
But anyway, okay. And right now, give me a moment to review everything. There is a speeding charge, fines and costs. And I received a plea of guilty on that charge. There's a driving with an invalid license. And I received a plea of no contest for that charge. And then there was another speeding charge, 45 and a 30. And I received a guilty plea on that charge. I did look at your income and I noticed that it would be impossible for you to make payments. And therefore I would order community service.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
We have a new process that we're following with regard to community service. So I will need to give you information and I do need to get your signature.
Okay.
When can you come by the court today?
As soon as we're off the phone.
Okay, we'll look for you by about noon, okay?
Alrighty.
All right, thank you.
No, thank you. Okay.